Hey guys, Logan here, and today we're going to be building a Nether castle, as you would have seen through the title, and probably the finished build of this castle. And I'm thinking of putting it in the soul sand biome just because it doesn't get enough attention. It's just so boring, really. I found this like little empty chunk that we could probably fit our castle in, and I also want to use the soul lanterns and lights and stuff like that. That's why I wanted to choose this biome as well, because it would fit the blue theme. That's red. That shouldn't be here. Anyway, the first thing I'm gonna do is quickly just clear out this land and make it a lot more flat, because I like to do that. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'll see you guys afterwards. And I'm done. That actually was a lot quicker than I was expecting. I just did a whole big fill command. If you know what those are, just build it all there. And then I just made this natural looking hill. Won't look that bad because the castle will be there. But other than that, this empty land is looking great. And I'll probably put some bone structures around the area as well, just to get the biome looking like the biome. Anyway, what we're gonna do now is use the new Nether blocks to make our castle. So I'm going to use the polished black stone for now. We'll probably use all of these, who knows. And yeah, alrighty, I've got the layout of the castle. I put in all of the 4 towers, and I also added in the walls just because why not. And also there is an empty gap here, and that's probably where I'm going to put the door. No, that is definitely where I'm going to put the door. Look at this. This is already looking so cool. Anyway, this is 7 blocks, these 2 walls, and these walls outways 21 each. These, well, they're pretty simple: 3, 1 block, 3, and so and so. And I think I'm gonna increase this whole castle layout by about 3 blocks. Yeah, that seems about right, just to get the height of the wall. So I'll see you guys when I'm done that. Alrighty, I have just put in the 2 extra layers to make 3, and this is looking a lot nicer. You can actually see that this could be a castle. And what I'm gonna do now is, because come on, this block, as great as it is, we want a different texture. We can't just have it all one block. We can't just have it just bricks. So what I have in my inventory right now is a bunch of polished blocks. And what we're going to do is simply just place them along like this. And it just gives it that different texture that we need, just so we can see something else, I guess. And with the castle corners, I've actually got something a little bit different for them. Is we are going to actually be pushing them in by 1 to keep the bottom more of a stable structure. The stronger it is at the bottom. If that makes sense? Probably doesn't, but just stick with me. And we're actually going to be bringing this polished blackstone again, and we're just going to be pushing it all in by 1, leaving just enough room for a ladder or a spiral staircase all the way up to the top. But look at it now. Let me just, for example, we'll push this up by a little bit so you can see what I'm trying to get at. We've got that little push inwards. I kind of like it. It just makes the castle look more 3D. And I'm gonna put this polished layer around the whole castle, and I'll see you guys when I'm done. And alright, I've just put this polished layer all around the castle, and you can just see the difference. Look, you can see that it's not just one texture, and it just makes the castle just look a lot nicer. Anyway, we're now going to be building this top row, and I'm just removing it now because I want to do something a little bit different. Let me just go back to all of the Nether blocks at the bottom, and where is it? This one, the chiseled polished blackstone. Now we're going to be putting this just a ring around our towers, and just look at that. Look at the difference that is made, and this is the same level we're going to be pushing in the walls as well. And what we're going to be using for that is simply just polished blackstone stairs, and we're going to be doing the same thing that we did with the towers, but 1 up, and also using blackstone. So I'm just going to do that, and yeah. Okay, now that we've got that done, I want to increase the wall by about 6 blocks up. Now, we're going to be doing a pattern. For example, we're going to be just doing this all the way up to about 6 blocks. Just to give it that different texture, and it just looks nice. See, you can already see how nice that looks. It may blend in a little bit, but don't worry, I've got a little trick for that. We're going to be adding some windows, but we aren't going to worry about that yet. And with these towers, we're just going to keep them blackstone just so they stand out a little bit more, as I will show you just in a second. And just like that, the towers look like they are just, they stand out. They stand out even more because of the different texture change. And I'm just going to do this around the whole edge, but just before I do that, I'm just going to quickly push this in a little bit, because this is a gate. That's what I want. That's what I'm going to make it. And we want it to sort of curve in ways. I think that would be good. So I'll quickly do that. I guess we'll just go along and just do this until it meets around there. Does that seem like a good size? Okay, it's a little squished. Okay, so I'm going to remove these and then pull it up by 1 and then close it like this. Does that work? Yeah, I think that's a lot better. Yeah, okay. You can mess around with the door as much as you want. That's why I didn't describe it that well, but that's what I'm going to be using. And I'm just going to finish the outside of the castle and I'll meet you guys back. Wow, this thing just looks so cool. Okay, I've just finished putting in all of the walls and I can't stop looking at it. From inside, it looks huge. Like mega. And the door as well, it's just going to be amazing putting stuff in there. But for now on, we can just look at the outside and be amazed. But what I have in my inventory right now is stairs, and that is the overhang of the wall as we are at the top of it. And what we're going to do is we're simply just going to add another layer and put in stairs like this. But we're going to put it in a pattern. So every one polished is a blackstone, and then polished, and then blackstone, and then polished. And it just gives us that cool little texture. Anyway, we won't focus on that too much right now, as I want to explain how these towers are going to work with this. So we'll put the stairs in like this. They'll all be like this, but that doesn't really matter right now. But we'll fill this all up with brick and leave that open just for now. But with the brick wall I have in my inventory, we can put this fence around the whole outside, just like this, and it already looks just a lot cooler. Look at that. That is so nice. And that's about it. So I'm just going to do that all around the outside and also do it on the inside. And I'll see you guys after this. Okay, the top is now finished and we finally got the outer shell of the castle complete. Just with a few decorations left, and then we can work on the inside. Doesn't that just look so nice? With these like little spikes up, and now that I have just seen it, I have completely forgot about something. There's a little tip I like to do. You don't need to do it in your base, but I like to put string down so I can get more of that spike in the fence, as it thinks it's a block, so it makes it it updates the fence block. So that's cool. So what I'm going to quickly do is just put this string around the castle, and I'll just see you guys in a second. And just like that, I have put in all of the string. Now you can see all of the bumps at the top of the castle, and I think it just looks a lot nicer. And now what I think I'm going to do just before we work on the inside is the decoration, like what I said before. Okay, I've got the 3 blocks I'll be using. I'll be using warped fence, chain, and soul lanterns. Now this is just going to work so great in the biome we are. But what I'm going to do is simply just put in some fences like this. And just like that, I have all of the fences put in. For what I'm about to do, I'd advise keeping the middle with no fence. So just change up the pattern of the fence just a little bit. But what we're going to do is we're going to get our chains and soul lanterns and put them like that. And it just allows us to see the color of the fence just a little bit more. And now if we just walk over here, look at that. Look how cool that looks. And what we're going to do with the towers is quite simple. We're going to do 2 above these bricks and make a fence just 3 blocks long. And we're going to do something a little bit different to light this up. We are going to put the fences like this and have it hanging over the edge with the soul lantern. Just like that. And just, it already looks so cool. Just with a little bit of color, it makes the whole place look so much nicer. Just like that, it is all complete. The outside is done, and with this all complete throughout the outside, it just looks so nice. The blue light is just, it's so good. And I also put in the gate of the castle, and I made it out of the warped fence, and I think that looks good. So that is nice. I also added a little like wooden floor for like the bottom of the gates. But now that we've completed the outside, let's work on the inside. And what we're going to do for this flooring is just remove all of this soul sand and just make it into blackstone. Okay, now that we've got the whole floor covered in blackstone, doesn't it just look so much nicer? It's a different texture, but it is still black, keeping the theme of the castle. Now, I've got an idea of how to make it more blue, and that is the spiral staircases that I'm going to be making. And I'm going to be making this out of warp blocks. So what I'm going to do is simply just do stairs like this, and just spiral my way all the way up to the top. And just like that, we have our spiral staircase going all the way down. Now, I like that I made this out of blue because it just stands out so much. And I'll show myself testing this spiral staircase. You can see through the windows, and when you get up to the top, you get this great view. Now, I'm going to quickly do that on every side, and I'll see you guys after. Oh, and just quickly, I forgot to mention this, but I broke down the corners of the castle like this. And then on the outsides, I put these fences down, just making it a lot more open so you can get up to the staircase. Anyway, that was it. Back to building. Now to put the interior of the castle in. But just before I do that, here is our portal frame. That is where our portal is going to be. I've got a good design for what that's going to look like. And also, for all of the staircases, I also added in vines. First of all, it matches the color, and also it's another way to travel up to the top of the castle. And these things stop growing because I put string on them. So that, I quite like that. It just makes it stand out more, and I also wanted to add a little bit more blue. But in my inventory, I have a bunch of blocks. Now, they are selected in rows, and this row that I'm picking up right now is the portal design we are going to be doing. Now, block of netherite. That is pretty expensive, but if this is going to be your main base where you keep everything protected within a gigantic wall, I think netherite should be no problem. And if you don't have this material, then just use basalt. This design works good with it as well, or just polished blackstone. But other than that, let's get right into building this. Now, the first thing we want to do is I want to kind of make the portal a little unnatural. So like it was kind of built here, but like it was already here. I don't know, like a ruinish kind of feel, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna add like a little bit of bumps at the bottom with some black stone just chilling around everywhere. That kind of works. Maybe a little bit more here, and also some blocks of netherite because come on, we're rich. This is completely optional, the blocks of netherite. But what may need the blocks of netherite, and if you don't have blocks of netherite, then just use the blocks I suggested earlier, is we're going to put a ring around the top of our portal. Just like that. And also put some in these corners, and some on the outside like that. And doesn't that look so cool? But just before we finish this, I have the lodestone that I want to place just down here, so we know exactly where our portal is. And also a respawn anchor. Now this may be a little hard to, you know, turn on because it's so high up, but it does look so cool when lit up perfectly. It gives off that little bit of light, and look at that. Does this portal look professional or what? Anyway, that's practically the portal done. So what I'm going to quickly do is just put all of that back into my inventory. And the next thing we're going to be doing is the storage area. Now, I have a bunch of signed shulker boxes because I think this will suit the blue theme perfectly, and the storage units are going to be on the left and right. They aren't technical, you can design them in any way you want, but I'm going to do it like this. So I'm going to put the shulker boxes in rows like this, probably around 3 rows. You can make it as big as you want, but these are going to be on either side, and this is by far enough storage for me anyway. Next thing we're going to do is put the polished blackstone brick walls on the outsides like this. And, oh, I missed a block. We also need the polished blackstone. That is what we're going to be placing on the outsides of the storage unit. And we'll put some of these slabs at the top. And look at that. It's like the cleanest storage ever, and the colors blend in perfectly with this wood. And just like that, it looks so, it's so neat. Anyway, I really like that really simple design. Anyway, I'm going to quickly put this on the other side, and I'll see you guys afterwards. And just like that, we have finished our storage units, and they look so cool. They're so simple, but they just blend in so well. I really like this design I've made up. I'm definitely going to use this in other builds, but that is the storage done. Now, you can increase this or even make it taller if you want, but that is what I'm going to go with. And this portal look so nice. Just walking in here and seeing that expensive portal frame with the respawn anchor, it looks so nice. And I'm really glad I chose this color for this whole castle. It just suits the biome, everything. Anyway, what we're going to do for the middle, as I just quickly marked out with this cool polished block, we're going to put the enchantment table, because I think that would be interesting. So I'm just going to put all of this back into my inventory and use these blocks. Oh, I just missed the block as well. You know what? And also these slabs. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly just remove all of this, because I kind of want it to be like in the ground, so we can see the portal properly when walking in. And also I think it just looks cooler this way. We also need... Oh wow, I'm really unprepared for this. We also need the... Where is it? The warp stairs, yes. Okay. So what I want to do is quickly pull this all back by one, and then put the bookshelves in these corners. Now, I really wanted to try and hide the bookshelves as much as I could, because they just don't blend in at all with this build, because they're like a yellowish brown. So I hit them with these blackstone slabs, and that kind of works. And if you want to know if this is a 30 level enchantment table, it is, so that's cool. And it just fits in perfectly. Look at that. Now, the grindstone and the anvil I always like to have next to my workbench, because... next to my enchantment table, so I can fix my enchantments and stuff. And that fits in kind of well. I think I'm going to put the anvil like that. Yeah, okay. I like that better. And just like that, our enchantment table is also done. Now, I'm not the best when it comes to interior design and stuff like that, I don't know. But for this is all I really need. Storage, enchantment table, portal. But I have one more thing I want to put in the... Actually, I have 2 more things I want to put into this castle. And that is some armor stands, just to flex on how overpowered this castle is and its loot. So we're just going to put a bunch of netherite enchanted armor all at the front, and after this is done, I'll show you how cool this looks. Oh, just put some on myself. Oopsie. I put some swords and stuff, but I don't know how to do it for some reason. But if you figure it out how to do that, then put swords and stuff or whatnot. But this place just looks so cool. You walk in, you see all the great enchanted armor just walking you through. The enchantment table, the nice tidy storage units, and the Nether portal that just looks so cool. Really expensive, but if you could get the stuff in survival, it would just make everything a lot better. Now, there is one other thing I want to do into this base, but I don't know how good it's going to be. But if we can get it working, this will make the base look a lot nicer. Now, we're just going to dump a bunch of lava everywhere. Now, it may look a bit bad. This is a choice that you guys need to make, but I'm going to do it just in case, if anyone wants to do this. Put a pool of lava there. Go underneath. and just feel... Where is this lava? We'll put some campfires here and there. And what it makes it do is it makes it look just so much nicer. Look, there is smoke coming out of the lava pool. Now it's completely optional, but I'm going to put that in my base. So I'm going to just do a bunch more lava pools, and I'll see you guys when I'm done. Oh, well, you look at that. I found some netherite. Well then. Okay, I am done with all my lava pools, and I think this place is finally complete. Now, you can add anything you want into this castle, but I think my interior design for this place is done. And that practically wraps up the whole video. So if you guys did enjoy this tutorial on making this Nether castle, please leave a like, and maybe even subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, wait, you guys are still here? Oh. Oh, I'm just jamming. I guess you guys can still join in if you want.